Heathlands at home, it's Helen here, and I hope you're all having a fantastic Good Friday and a really lovely Easter weekend. So today I am going to be showing you your arts and crafts activity pre-recorded, and what I thought we'd do is we'd build on the workshop that we did with Poi Lee called Spring Kings and Queens. So for those of you who joined in with that activity, we made these lovely spring crowns to celebrate the start of spring. So, as I said, we're going to build on the techniques that Poi showed us in that workshop, and what I thought we'd make, as it's Easter, is this lovely Easter wreath. So, if I bring this a little closer, hopefully you can see, the wreath is made up of leaves and flowers, but we made just the same as for our crowns. We've also added a bunny and some butterflies and some eggs, and we've got these fabric tassels. So, the workshop today, all the materials that you'll need should be in your activity packs. So what we're going to need is card of lots of different colours, some plain card to make the wreath ring, and we need some fabric. So you should have some fabric from Helen Walsh's weaving workshop. You need some scissors, some glue, a pencil, a rubber, a pen, and something circular to draw around. So I've got Eva's little compass here, and that's about 1.5 inches across, and we use that to make our flowers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the camera so you can see my work surface better, and we'll make a start. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've cleaned down my workspace a little bit so that we can make a start on our Easter wreaths. So what we need to do for the first thing is to form the ring of our wreath. So the ring or the disc is this circular piece of white card on the back of our wreath. So there's a couple of ways that you can make this. So here, what I've done is I've taken a paper plate and I've simply cut the middle out. So that's a really simple and quick way to get a ring to make your wreath. Now the other way that you can do this is by using a plate or a bowl together to draw around. So what I thought I'd do is I'd show you how to do that. So the white card in your activity packs, the thick white card, if you haven't got any of that left, the other thing that you could do is use a cereal box to form your ring. So that kind of card is really good to do this with as well. So I'll quickly demonstrate how to make a ring using a plate and a bowl. So I've put my plate upside down on top of my card, and I'm using a black pen, so hopefully this will show up for you guys. And I'm just going to very simply draw all the way around the plate, keeping it still with my hand. So there we have our large circle, and hopefully that shows up. So we've got a large circle. Now we're going to put the bowl in the middle to draw a smaller circle. I'm going to try and line it up so it's roughly central. So that's about right, and then we're going to draw around this bowl as well. So now you should have 2 circles drawn on your card. So the next thing we need to do is to cut this out. So we're just going to take a pair of scissors and follow our lines as carefully as we can. Don't worry if it's not absolutely perfect, because this is the basis of our wreath. So it's not the bit that shows. So just follow the lines as best you can. Now, if you struggle with scissors, you can always ask for someone to give you some help. But this workshop does include a lot of work with scissors. There's a lot of cutting to make our wreaths. So Just keep going all the way around. As I say, it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect, because this just forms the base of our wreath. Okay, and we'll move our scrap card out of the way. So the next thing we need to do is to cut out the centre of this here. So if you find it difficult to get your scissors in, one thing you can do is fold it in half and give it a little snip. Now I find if I just pop or snip through, be careful what surface you're working on as well. If you can get your scissors in, brilliant. If not, fold it in half and give it a snip to get them in. And then we're just going to follow that line around again to cut out the centre. So this bit is slightly fiddlier than cutting out the outside, but it shouldn't take you too long. So just carefully following those lines to cut the middle out. Okay, get rid of that scrap piece. Just make sure that I've cut it all to about the right size. And there we have our wreath ring. So now that we've got a ring, what we need to do next is start producing all of the lovely leaves and flowers and butterflies and eggs and things. So as you can see, I've got some templates here that I used to make my wreath last night. So what I thought I'd do is I'd show you how I made these templates for drawing around to cut my shapes out with. So if I move my wreath ring out of the way and grab some paper, I'll show you how I made my templates. So to start off with, we've got a bunny rabbit. So if I show you that there, the bunny rabbit is simply two circles with some pointy bits put on top. So to do that, all we're going to do is draw one big circle, and it doesn't have to be exact. Maybe go that way around because I want his ears to fit. And then a slightly smaller circle on top. So you can see I've been quite rough. Looks like a snowman at the moment. So then we're going to turn our snowman into a bunny by drawing some ears on top. Like so. So hopefully that's simple enough for you to be able to draw your template for your bunny rabbit. And then what you do after that is you cut him out, and you can use him to draw around on coloured cards again and again and again if you want to make lots of rabbits. Now the egg is quite simple. It's just a circle. So we draw another circle again, like so. So this is going to be my egg. And then all I'm going to do is kind of elongate the top. Now if you want your egg to be perfectly symmetrical, so I'll show you that there. If you want it to be symmetrical, what you can do is along that middle line there, you could fold your egg in half as you cut it, and both sides will look the same. So again, you would just cut round that to make your template. Now the butterfly is slightly different to draw. So what I do for a butterfly, because you want it to be symmetrical, is for the top wing, I draw a kind of big eye shape. So hopefully you can see that there. So that's a big eye shape. And then from that eye shape, on the bottom, I kind of put a rounded lump. So hopefully you can see that there. I'll maybe make it a bit bolder. And I'll show you how we cut this one out, because this is the technique for getting it symmetrical. So that's half of our butterfly. So what I'm going to do is just cut a piece of paper off here, twice the size of the butterfly. I'll move that out of the way. So hopefully you can see that. We've got half of the butterfly here and a blank space here. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold that piece of paper in half, like so, where the edge of the butterfly is, in half. So hopefully you can see that. I folded the paper in half. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and follow those lines, cutting through 2 layers of paper at once. And hopefully, when we have cut it out and unfold it, we should have a lovely butterfly shape. So, now that we've got our templates for our eggs, our butterflies and our rabbits, the next thing we need to move on to doing is cutting out our leaves and our flowers. Now, this is the part of the cutting that takes the most work. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to cut the flowers and the leaves out, and then what I'll probably do is speed the video up to show you me mass producing all the flowers and leaves and things, so you're not watching me cut flowers out for hours on end. So first thing you need to do is pick what colour your flowers are going to be. So I really like yellow for spring. It reminds me of daffodils. And to make these rounded flowers, you're going to need something circular to draw around. And I've done 7 of these yellow flowers. So what I'm going to do is very quickly draw around this 7 times, leaving little gaps in between. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I've chosen to do 7 flowers because I kind of like odd numbers, and this size of flower works well to go around for the size of the wreath ring that I've made. So we've started by drawing our circles for our yellow flowers. Next we're going to take another colour. And how many did I do for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did 7 for this as well. Now, the little blue flowers are slightly different in that you don't need to draw round circles. All you need to do is cut a strip around 3 centimetres off your chosen flower colour. And then all you're going to do is you're going to make this into little squares. So just trimming it up so you've got lots and lots of little squares. 4, 5. I'm going to have to cut another extra bit off because it didn't quite get 7 out. 7. So we have 7 little squares of card for our little flowers, and we've got 7 circles on the yellow card. The next thing we need to do is draw our leaves up. So I think I'll use this lovely bright spring green. And to make our to make our leaf shapes, all we're going to do is, again, a bit like the butterfly, we're going to draw eye shapes. So if I do one like this and hold it up to the camera, hopefully you can see. So we've drawn eye shapes. So you can do different sizes, but you need lots and lots of leaves. So you're just going to keep drawing until probably you've filled up this A5 piece of card. Now if I bring this up to the camera again, you can see I'm filling this piece of card with lots of eye shapes. So imagine you're drawing an eye but not putting the pupil in. So I did about 20 leaves for my wreath last night, but as I say, you can use as many as you like. Don't worry if your drawing isn't perfect, because it won't show on the final product. So all we're going to do with these drawn shapes is roughly cut them out. So there we have our lovely leaf shape. And one of the things you can do to make this look more animated or interesting is you can fold the leaf in half, and it gives it a lovely 3D quality. So that's how we're going to make our leaves. Next I'm going to show you how we're going to make our little square kind of star flowers. So we've got these little bits of card that we've cut into little squares, and what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half like that. Make sure you've got a nice crisp crease, and then we're going to fold that in half again. So if I show you what it was like, we've got these little folded up squares. So working from the closed point at the bottom, all I want you to do is to cut the edges off in kind of like a diamond shape. But you don't want to cut right to the middle. So if I hold that up, I've cut the edges off. So what I might do is I might zoom in even more to be able to show you this better. And then right at the bottom, I'm just going to nick the centre out. So when you open this up, you should have a lovely star flower. So that's how we make our blue flowers, our little star flowers. The yellow round flowers, what you need to do is cut your circles out. And again, this doesn't need to be exact. And as Poi showed us in the workshop she did, you want to fold this in half, fold it in half again, and then if you can, fold that in half one more time. So you end up with this like tiny little pizza segment. And then what you're going to do with that is, holding the point, is just snip the corners off the top and then snip the bottom of the point off. So you end up with this rounded pizza shape. So then open that up, and hopefully you should have a lovely flower shape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in even more so you can see me producing all the leaves and all the flowers, and I'll get everything made up apart from our bunnies and things, and then we'll start making our wreath put together. Okay, now that we have all of our leaves and flowers cut out, what we're going to do is move on to our bunny rabbit and butterfly and egg decorations. Now, what have I done? Ah, there it is, with my egg former. So what you need to do is pick what colour you're going to do each thing in, and then what you're going to do, if I move these out of the way. So the bunny rabbit, I've picked this nice light peach. You're going to place your template on top of your card and simply draw around him. Doesn't need to be perfect or exact. Just hold the paper template down and draw around. So, if we take our template off, hopefully you can see that's our lovely bunny shape. So what we need to do now is to cut him out. So if you roughly chop the piece of card out first, and then all we're going to do is follow those lines to cut him out. So, as you can see, you can kind of see the pen marks from where we've drawn around him, but that doesn't matter, because what we'll do, now that we have our bunny shape, is we'll just flip him over to the clean side of the card. So, now that you have your bunny, you need to draw his face and things on. So, to do this, what I do is about 3/4 of the way down his face, I'll do a little triangle for his nose. And from that, I'm going to do like a lazy W for his mouth. So if I hold that up, hopefully you'll be able to see if it'll focus. So we've done a little triangle with a lazy W coming down from it. Then I'm going to quickly draw on some whiskers, and then some big oval eyes. And if you want, you can leave them just like that, or you can add some extra details by doing some little similar shapes for his ears, and you can add paws by drawing a big kind of U out from his body and some like little ends at the bottom for his feet, and then just add some little lines to indicate his paws. So hopefully you can see that's our completed decorated rabbit. The next thing we need to move on to is our eggs and our butterflies. So pick whichever colours you like. I think I'm going to use pink butterflies. And again, we're just going to place the template down, draw around them, and then cut them out. So I've got 2 different sizes of butterfly here, so I thought that would be sweet. But you can do 2 the same, or you can just add 1 if you want. It's entirely up to you. So there is our butterflies, cut templates drawn around, and we'll cut them out. Now the butterflies, you can decorate them if you want, but I didn't on my wreath that I made last night. So we'll cut those out in a minute. And lastly, we need to do our eggs. So I thought it would be nice if 1 egg matched the butterflies and 1 egg matched the blue flowers. So again, all we're going to do is draw around this template. Now, what you want to do before you cut your egg out is to decorate it. So pace eggs at Easter are traditionally dyed, but sometimes they're also painted. So what I thought we'd do is we'd quickly add some decoration to our egg. So I might just do stripes on this. So I'm just going to colour in quite quickly some stripes. The blue pencil doesn't show up very well. I'll add a final bit of purple to the bottom. So I've done stripes, but you could do, well, anything you like really. Spots, zigzags, you could draw a butterfly on it. Anything at all. So there is my decorated egg, and I'm going to very quickly cut around that. Sorry, so you can see. I'm being a bit more careful with this cutting because I want it to be a nice smooth shape. And again, don't worry about your pen marks. I'll just add to it. So there we have one egg complete. And we'll very quickly do another. And then we can hopefully start putting our wreath together. So drawing around that template. You can draw around it with a pencil if you want. I'm just using pen because hopefully it shows up better for you on the film. I think I'm going to do spots on this one. Very quickly decorating our egg with spots. Maybe one more purple one. Okay, and then we'll cut this out. So, there we have it, our decorated eggs. So what I'm going to do now is lay everything out to show you how we're going to start constructing our wreath and putting it together. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do to construct our wreath is we're going to create this loop for hanging it, and we're going to add our tassels at the bottom. So to do that, using some of your fabric from your packs from Helen, I want you to just snip thin strips, and you can do a few of these at once. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, I'll do 4 or 5, and we'll see how many we need. And then with those little fringy kind of slits you've done, all I want you to do is pull the fabric apart, and this creates nice even strips of fabric. Quite therapeutic as well, it's a nice thing to do. So once we've got our strips of fabric, the first thing you're going to do at the top of your wreath is you're going to put a loop. So you just want to create a loop like that, and you're going to lay it on to the top of your ring, And then taking some masking tape from your activity pack, you're just going to tape the fabric down. There's a bit of a thread there, so I'll snip that off. So hopefully you can see we've put a loop on the top. So opposite on the bottom from where you've put your loop, we're going to create our tassels. And to do that, we're going to take these strips. Now this is quite long. You can make these as long or as short as you like. So what we're going to do, I think I might do a long one for this one. I'm going to lay the strips down. So maybe if I pull this back over a bit, you can see what I'm doing. But the next ones, I don't want them to be the same length. I want them to be slightly shorter. So I'm just going to lay it down and then maybe snip a bit off the top. So you want two of them the same size. So we can put them next to each other and snip that off too. So we've got a long one and then two slightly shorter ones. And then I think the last one I'll do, I'm going to do really short. So this strip, I'm just going to cut it in half. Now you can put as many as you like on. The last one I did last night, I think I put 7 strips on, but these are slightly larger, so I think I'm going to put 5 on. So we've laid that out. And then again, all we're going to do is take some of our masking tape and stick the fabric down. Now you might need more than one piece, but that should create your lovely tassels. So now we're going to start constructing our ring. We're going to start putting our wreath together. So what we need to do is we need to take some glue, and we're going to start at the bottom with our eggs and our bunny rabbit. So we roughly want to line it up so it kind of fills the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue down, like so, and we're going to stick our eggs and our bunny rabbit to our wreath. So the next part to get everything constructed together is to put glue all the way around, and then you can position all your leaves and flowers and butterflies. So I like to start with the leaves because I think they look better in the background. So if I put glue all the way around, I can be quite liberal with it. And the larger leaves I like to put to the outside, and the smaller leaves I like to put to the middle. So you're just going to work your way around, placing your leaves. I kind of like them grouped as well. I think it looks pretty. So I'm hoping I've made enough leaves here. Oh, I forgot to fold that one. So make sure that you've got plenty of glue on. And get all those leaves stuck down. Okay, so now that we've got our leaves stuck down, in fact I might move that one slightly, I'm going to position my 2 butterflies. Now I kind of like these on the top. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one there. Now the next thing is to add all our flowers. So you're just going to keep working around. Oh, that leaf isn't sticking very well. Adding your flowers to your wreath. I'll put another one there. I think we might have space, yeah, to put another one up there. So hopefully you can see. All I've got left to do now is to add my little blue flowers, which I think are very sweet. And if you find that you need some more glue, just add some to the back of your flowers. One more. Where's that one going to fit? I think maybe there. And there we have our paper Easter wreath. Oh, leaf's fallen off. So, as I say, make sure everything's stuck down well, but that is your completed Easter wreath. Hope you have fun with this one, guys, and we will see you again next week. Bye!